What happens when we die? This question has echoed through time, inscribed in sacred texts, whispered in prayer, and pondered in silent moments of existential wonder. For millennia, humanity's greatest myths and philosophies have offered answers. Promises of afterlives, reincarnations, and spiritual transcendence. But what if these ancient wisdom traditions weren't merely comforting stories? What if, in their mythic language, they were describing something fundamental about the quantum nature of reality itself? Today, we venture into the extraordinary intersection where immortality myths meet cutting-edge physics, where the oldest human questions confront the newest scientific discoveries. Stay with us. This journey will bend your mind, challenge your assumptions, and perhaps illuminate the eternal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Across continents and millennia, human cultures have envisioned the soul as something that transcends physical death. The ancient Egyptians conceived of the Ka, a spiritual double that continued after the body failed. In the Hindu tradition, the Atman represents an eternal self, untouched by mortality. The Buddha spoke of Samsara, an endless cycle of death and rebirth until enlightenment breaks the wheel. Norse warriors dreamed of Valhalla's golden halls. The Aztec believed in multiple afterlives determined by how one died rather than how one lived. Were these elaborate mythologies merely wishful thinking, the imaginative denial of our inevitable end? Or were they intuitive glimpses of a quantum truth beyond the perceptual limits of their time? Consider the Buddhist concept of Indra's net, an infinite cosmic web where at each intersection hangs a jewel that reflects all other jewels simultaneously. This 2,500-year-old metaphor describes a universe of infinite interconnection, where each point contains and reflects the whole. Sound familiar? Today's quantum physicists describe entanglement, where particles remain instantaneously connected across any distance, each reflecting the state of the other. Was this ancient wisdom a poetic encoding of quantum reality, glimpsed through meditation rather than mathematics? Comment your favorite myth below. Some theoretical physicists argue that in an infinitely branching multiverse, your conscious awareness might effectively become immortal, always experiencing only those branches of reality in which you continue to exist. Think of Schrödinger's famous thought experiment. A cat in a box is simultaneously alive and dead until observed. Now replace the cat with yourself. According to quantum mechanics, at any potentially fatal moment, reality could split into branches where you died and where you survived. If reality branches infinitely, and consciousness can only experience branches where it exists, you would always subjectively experience the timeline where you persist. From your perspective, death might be a logical impossibility. This isn't merely philosophical speculation. Sir Roger Penrose, Nobel laureate in physics, and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff have proposed that consciousness itself may be a quantum phenomenon, emerging from quantum computational processes occurring in microtubules within brain neurons. If consciousness operates fundamentally at the quantum level, death might not erase your quantum self. It might simply transition it to another state or scale of reality. Just as energy cannot be created or destroyed, perhaps the quantum information that encodes consciousness merely changes form. Smash that like button if this blows your mind. Today's technological visionaries pursue immortality through different means: artificial intelligence, mind uploading, cryonics. They seek to preserve the patterns of our minds beyond our biological expiration date. But even here, ancient mythologies offer startling parallels. The Egyptian Book of the Dead provided instructions for navigating a complex afterlife filled with trials and gates, not unlike a digital maze of authentication protocols and firewalls. Just as the priestess at Delphi channeled wisdom beyond herself, today's advanced AI systems channel the collective knowledge of humanity. Some futurists predict that we'll eventually simulate human consciousness so perfectly that a digital version of you could continue after your biological death. But would such a digital replica truly be you? Continued and immortal? Or merely a sophisticated shadow? An echo mimicking your patterns without your essential spark? The ancient Egyptians distinguished between various aspects of the soul: the Ba, the Ka, the Ak. Perhaps in our technological pursuit, we're capturing only one fragment of our multidimensional selves. Share this with a friend who loves science fiction. Whether through the mythic language of ancient texts, the mathematical poetry of quantum physics, or the digital architecture of silicon mines, humanity's quest for eternity reveals something profound about our nature. We are beings designed to wonder, to reach beyond limits, to question boundaries, even the final boundary of death itself. Perhaps death isn't an ending at all, but a doorway to scales of existence we're only beginning to fathom. The ancient myths weren't wrong. They were using the language of their time to describe realities beyond ordinary perception. Today's physics offers new language, new metaphors, new mathematics to approach the same eternal mystery. If you're as curious as we are about these cosmic questions, subscribe and join us next week as we decode how black holes mirror underworld myths across cultures. Until then, stay quantum, stay curious, stay eternal.